Most of the things we learn it from seeing. But how much do we know about our own eyes? So sit back and enjoy these 35 facts about your eyes that you might not have known, and a bunch of bad eye jokes because the cornea, the better. Number 1. Do you have brown eyes? If so, you probably fit in with about 55% of the world's population who also have brown eyes. The most common eye color in the world is brown. Eye color is determined by genetics as they dictate how much melanin is produced in your iris. Number 2. 20/20 vision doesn't make you someone with really good eyesight. It simply means you have normal eyesight. Turns out I don't have 20/20 vision, and a good excuse to call in sick. Hello? Yes, Monica, can you tell boss I'm having an eye problem? I won't make it. I can't see myself coming to work today. Contrary to the popular belief, it isn't anything extraordinary. 20/20 vision only means you can read an eye chart in a normally lighted room from 20 feet away. Number 3. Don't have a contest with your friends on who can stare at the sun the longest, because the winner will go blind. We all have tried burning some paper in the sun through a magnifying glass, right? Well, that's exactly what will happen to your eye if you stare into the sun a bit too long. The lens in our eyes focuses the sun's ray onto the retina, which causes burns in the retina and leads to permanent vision loss. This is known as solar retinopathy. Number 4. The cornea is the only place in the human body that doesn't have blood vessels. If blood vessels were present in the cornea, we would have serious eyesight issues. The cornea must remain clean so that it can refract light correctly. Number 5. Speaking of the cornea, did you know human corneas are very similar to a shark's cornea? They are so alike that shark eyes can be used as replacements in human eye surgeries. Number 6. Punctum cecum is the small blind spot you have in your eye. It is due to the fact that part of the retina is insensitive to light. However, in most cases, it is not noticed at all, because our brains are able to use information from the other eye to fill in the gap. Number 7. You can't sneeze with your eyes open. Try it. It's impossible. Your eyes and nose are connected to cranial nerves, so the stimulation from a sneeze reaches to the brain and then down to your eyes, which usually leads you to blink. Number 8. Smokers have double the chance of suffering from dry eye, which makes total sense with all that smoke that blows in your eye when you smoke. And in addition to the dry eye, did you know what one eye said to the other? Between you and me, there's something that smells. Tobacco smoke is known to irritate eyes, not just the nose. Even secondhand exposure to smoke can make the condition worse. Number 9. We actually see things upside down, and our brain processes the information and turns the image back right side up. Because we have a curved cornea, the light that enters our eye is refracted and creates an upside-down image on the retina. So that also means if we saw an upside-down image, the image would create a right-side-up image on our retina, and our brain would turn that back upside down. Number 10. Your eyes close automatically to protect itself from perceived dangers. But maybe that's something we all might want to work on. Imagine someone throwing a knife at you. You wouldn't want to close your eyes. The reflex control of our eyelids let them close when they detect that an object is too close. This also happens when suddenly exposed to bright light. Number 11. One time, a patient went to his doctor and complained of getting a stabbing pain in his eye every time he drank coffee. The doctor said, "Have you tried taking the spoon out of the cup first?" Our eyes are a very important part of our body, if not the most important. Although it may be very painful to get poked in the eye, fortunately, eye injuries heal very quickly. A minor corneal scratch will heal in around 2 days, while a scratch on your knee might take a week to totally go away. Number 12. Red eye in photos makes people look so creepy, don't you think? But if you don't look directly at the camera, there is a less chance of getting a red-eyed image. It is caused by light from the flash bouncing off the capillaries in the eye. The camera flash is usually used in the dark or in dim lighting, and if you're looking right into the camera, then it might reflect from your retina and show up on the picture as red eye. Number 13. Our eyes cannot see every color there is. These colors are known as impossible colors. But don't be hopeless, there are still ways to see these colors. Some of these colors can be seen by mixing color signals from the two eyes, or by looking at special fatigue templates. These colors cannot be seen as they are outside the strength of our 3 types of cone cells in the retina. Number 14. Crying isn't so bad now and then. Or if you're too manly to cry, you might want to get poked in the eye because your tears actually clean up your eyes. They keep your eyes clean and are filled with antibodies that fight infection. Our eyebrows and eyelash do protect the eye from dust and dirt, but any dirt that goes into the eye is washed up by tears. Number 15. Has it been 3 months since you last bought that mascara? Maybe it's time to throw it away. Eye makeup is the perfect breeding ground for bacteria, which can cause eye infections. Quick advice: don't share your makeup with anyone. Or worse, don't get your makeup done on one of those makeup stalls. Imagine all the people, all the germs using that same brush and same makeup, and you're next online. Swapping makeup can lead to serious infections, as makeup applicators can easily carry bacteria, and then makeup is not going to cover that pink eye. Number 16. An astronaut's eye stings if they cry out in space. Due to the lack of gravity in space, tears do not fall. They collect in little balls and makes a person's eyes sting. Number 17. Schizophrenia, the mental disorder, can be diagnosed with almost 98% accuracy with a simple eye examination, which checks for abnormalities of eye movement. Number 18. Diabetes is often first detected during an eye test. The condition is often noticed due to tiny hemorrhages leaking from blood vessels at the back of the eye. Diabetes affects the blood vessels of your eye, which can cause your vision to be harmed if these blood vessels become blocked or leak into the retina. 40% of people who suffer from type 1 diabetes and 20% of people who suffer from type 2 diabetes are affected by diabetic retinopathy. Number 19. Pregnancy can cause a woman's eyesight to be affected. These are usually minor and temporary conditions include blurred vision and dry eyes, but it all goes away once the child is born. Number 20. Guess how many times you blink on an average in a year? 4,200,000 times. Adults blink around 15 to 20 times a minute. We blink to prevent dry eyes, but researchers say that more than 15 to 20 blinks a minute is needed to keep the eye moist. Babies blink a lot less than adults, which is okay. They sleep a lot more than us as well. Babies blink only 1 to 2 times a minute. Some researchers believe that it is because a baby's eye opening is much smaller and therefore requires less lubrication, only 1 or 2 times a minute. I mean, what really goes on in that tiny head? What do you think? Number 21. The fastest reacting muscle in our body is the eye. It contracts in less than 1/100th of a second. Number 22. What kind of eyesight you have is determined by the length of your eye. Your eye's lens and corneal function are a major factor, but the length of your eyeball has a lot to do with whether you're nearsighted or farsighted. Nearsighted people have a longer than normal eyeball, while farsighted people have a shorter than normal eyeball. Number 23. 99% of the world's population first need reading glasses around the age of 43 and 50. As we age, the lenses in our eyes slowly lose the ability to focus, which means all of us are going to get bullied and called four eyes in some part of our adult life. Number 24. Our eyes have 7 million cones which help us see color and detail. They also contain 100 million cells called rods, which help you see better in the dark. Rods cannot perceive color, just black, white, and gray, but they do tell us the shape of something. and cones need more light than rods in order to work. The human eye only sees 3 colors, as the retina has 3 types of cones. One is sensitive to the color red, one is sensitive to the color blue, and the other is sensitive to the color green. These cones sense combinations of light waves that help us see all of the colors and shades. Number 25. Your eyes start to develop just 2 weeks after conception. However, at birth, babies can only see black, white, and some shades of gray. This is because certain nerve cells in their retina and brain are not fully developed. It takes a week until the baby can see other colors. Number 26. Your eyeballs measure 16 millimeters wide when you were a baby. By the time you turned into a toddler, they grew to be 23 millimeters wide. The maximum size of the eyeball is reached by the time a person hits puberty at about 24 millimeters. Number 27. Melanocytes are cells that cause some people to have lighter eyes and other people to have darker. Melanocytes produce color in our skin and also are responsible for producing coloration of our irises. People who have more melanocytes tend to have darker eyes. But eye color does get lighter with time. You probably had darker eyes when you were a newborn compared to now. This is because pigmentation of our irises aren't fully developed at birth. It occurs in the first year of life. Number 28. Canadian doctors have found that the puzzle game Tetris is effective in training both eyes to work together. Number 29. People with blue eyes share the same ancestor. It is supposed that all human beings had brown eyes until a genetic mutation occurred which resulted in some people having blue eyes. Number 30. Some people are born with 2 different eye colors. Heterochromia is usually the result of a relative lack or excess of pigment in one eye. In most cases, it is inherited, but may also occur due to disease or injury. Number 31. Constant eye contact can be unpleasant, especially from a stranger. On average, people are likely to look at each other for about 1 to 7 seconds before looking away. Number 32. Liars actually don't make less eye contact. A well-practiced liar will try to prove they are telling the truth by making too much eye contact and even hold a gaze. Number 33. Retinal scanners are much more reliable when it's being used for security purposes. A fingerprint has 40 unique characteristics compared to an iris which has 256. A retinal scanner uses infrared light to map the unique pattern of blood vessels on a person's retina. Number 34. Eye transplants are impossible due to the sensitivity of the optic nerve. The optic nerve contains over 1 million nerve cells, which makes it impossible for surgeons to wire the optic nerve to the brain. This means a transplanted eye would fail to produce sight, because it would not transmit signals to the brain. Number 35. Each of your eyelashes have a lifespan of about 5 months, and if we measured the entire length of all the eyelashes shed by a human in their entire life, it would be 98 feet. And you thought you don't have long eyelashes. If you liked our video, share it with your friends and family, and come to our channel for more videos like this one.